2024-DP. Rosalinda Quist versus Anthony Benjamin Ford. We are here today for a hearing on an order to show cause. We are proceeding today by video conference. Ms. Underwood, do you want to place your appearance on the record?
Rhonda Underwood for Mr. Ford this morning, Your Honor.
All right. So where do we stand with Mr. Ford? There was
Mr.
apparently
Ford
a rejection.
is working. I'm sorry. Mr. Ford is
apparently a rejection. Go ahead, Ms. Underwood.
Mr. Ford is working at the same place he's been working. He made a $50 payment last week. I guess I would ask the friend of the court if they've seen any progress on the income withholding.
We actually received a termination from his employer, but we did receive a $50 payment on Friday.
I'm sorry, you cut out about the income withholding.
We received a termination notice on the income withholding.
Why would there be a termination?
Yeah. I've never had that.
Who is your employer, Mr. Ford?
I work for Plastic Omnium, but it's through Randstad, which is the temporary service, which they work together. They're in the same building. They just have people separated. I'm with the temp service for a few times until I put in my hours, and then I get hired in. I'm here right now.
Have you been hired in permanently? Have you been switched from Randstad to the actual?
Not yet. Nope. It takes about 3 months. Close to about 3 months.
And how long have you been there?
This will be my 6th week. I've never had an income withholding terminated. They've always go through. This has probably been the longest one.
Do you have a check stub or something that you can provide to Mr. Anderson?
I'd have to get it off of our Randstad app site, but yeah, I can get one. They do all their stuff on the app.
When do you get your next paycheck?
What was that?
When will you get your next paycheck?
Friday, and like I told Miss Underwood, I'll make another payment.
This Friday, the 17th?
Yes, sir.
Are you paid weekly or bi-weekly, or how does that work?
Weekly.
All right, so what I'm going to do is adjourn this to May. No, that's that day. So June 3rd at 8:15. You need to make a $50 payment each week between now and then. And you need to provide Mr. Anderson and bring with you to the FOC this week a copy of your check stub showing that you're employed.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So June 3rd at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and log out.
All right.
Okay, Ms. Underwood, Ms. Morgan is here in the courtroom. Do you need to speak to her?
Yes, I will come up, Your Honor.
We've got the iPad set up if you'd rather do it that way.
I'd rather just come up rather than make her use the iPad.
Okay.
Hello, this is Kelly for Judge Silvers. Could we have Ahmed Mustafa in for the judge, please? Ahmed Mustafa. For Judge Silver, yes, please. Thank you. All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, we are on the record in file 11-37042-DS, Christen Margaret Singleton versus Scott Brian Kinsey. We are here today for a hearing on an order to show cause, and we are proceeding today in person. Ms. Underwood, do you want to place your appearance on the record?
Rhonda Underwood for Ms. Morgan this morning, Your Honor.
I apologize, I couldn't paste it.
Yeah, I was just asking about that.
Okay, this is file 16-42632-DS, Brian Scott Warren versus Christina Morgan. And so Ms. Underwood is appearing for Ms. Morgan. Ms. Underwood, where do we stand with this one today?
Ms. Morgan continues to work at Burger King, Your Honor, and I believe they have signed the necessary paperwork for income withholding. She made a payment on the 29th of $40, and she has the receipt here. And I would suggest that this be adjourned so that income withholding can start, Your Honor.
So you made a $40 payment when?
The 29th of April.
All right, do we know from the front of the court whether we have anything on the income withholding yet? My notes indicate that they haven't received anything.
Excuse me, we have issued an input on 4/8, but we haven't received anything yet. It's been about 6 weeks, so she might want to check with her employer when she gets into work and see if they've received it.
You have something?
Just this week, my boss had approached me with paperwork, and she went ahead and did what she had to do on her end.
Okay,
Okay, that'll work.
all
I was
right,
gonna make a $40 payment today.
okay. So what I'll do is adjourn it to June 3rd.
Okay,
And hopefully by that time, the income withholding order will be operating.
And she will go down and make that $40 payment today, Your Honor.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, we're all set.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
my gosh.
All right, so.
Unless there's
This
someone
is
else.
Ms. Flores, this is Jessica Flores.
Yes.
Okay, this is file 16-42445-DC Jacob Scott Snyder versus Jessica Andrea Flores. We are here today for a hearing on an order to show cause relative to payment of child support. We are proceeding today in person. Ms. Underwood, would you like to place your appearance on the record?
Ron Underwood from Ms. Flores, Your Honor.
Where do we stand with Ms. Flores' case?
Ms. Flores is looking for work, Your Honor. She, it's complicated because she has no license and she's in contact with the Secretary of State trying to get a license and identification. She will be able to make $100 payment today, Your Honor. I would ask perhaps if the court would consider with the $100 payment today, adjourning this to June 3rd, allowing her to, I know I've made a couple suggestions and allowing her to continue her work search and get some ID from the Secretary of State, which would obviously make that much easier, Your Honor. Every place wants identification.
She was told at the last hearing in March that she'd make $100 payment, and that didn't happen.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Did?
Yeah, it was $200, I believe.
Was there a payment after the court hearing on March 22nd?
I show no payment. You have two cases. Did you pay it on your other case?
I do not know. My mother made the payment because I was in jail.
Let me check. I show no payments.
You have a receipt?
Not with me, no.
So I'm going to adjourn this to next week. That's May 20th at 8 a.m. You're going to need to bring that receipt
Okay.
and show that you paid. I mean, if we're just now, we were last here on March 22nd, as you said, when you were in jail. So you need to start making progress on some of these issues.
Right.
Because I can't continue to hear, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I need this, I'll do that later. It's got to happen. It's now is the time for it to happen.
I understand.
So next week, May 20th at 8 a.m.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
if you have that receipt, I need to see it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, done.
Okay, I'm going to do Thomas Bright right now, but he's not here. Thomas Bright.
Is that Mr. Bright?
He's not here.
Oh,
We are on record in file 22-49466-DO, Tina Jean Bright versus Thomas William Bright Jr. Today's date set for a hearing on an order to show cause for Mr. Bright. We are proceeding today partially by video conference and partially in person. Mr. Sala, would you like to place your appearance on the record?
Yes, good morning, Judge. Attorney Albert Sala, P83929, on behalf of the plaintiff, Mrs. Tina Bright, who is present. Tina, can you state your name for the record, please?
Tina Bright.
And Ms. Underwood.
Rhonda Underwood for Mr. Bright this morning, Your Honor.
All right, the record should reflect this matter was set for hearing this morning at 8 a.m. It is now 8:33 a.m. Mr. Bright is not present here today in the courtroom, and he is not logged into the Zoom session. Court has previously found Mr. Bright guilty of a contempt of court for non-payment of spousal support and issued a conditional jail sentence. Part of that was that he makes payments and appeared here at today's hearing. He has not appeared here at today's hearing. And so I'm going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest for that failure to appear. And Mr. Bright will have to serve his sentence once he is arrested on bench warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Mr. Sala. That will be all for this one for today. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. What is it, Ms. Pellin?
We gonna put a bond on that or no?
Yeah.
Yo, it's 23,000.
Okay, so yeah, make the bond $23,439.50.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Everybody else will be Zoom.
I'm
I
sorry.
think everyone else will be Zoom.
Okay.
All right, I have jail Zoom 1 device logged in. If there's anyone there that can hear me, the camera is off and the microphone is muted.
Morning, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Mustafa?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Okay. This is file 24-51584-PP, Jenna Bishop versus Ahmed Mustafa. We are here today for arraignment on a complaint for violating a personal protection order. We are proceeding today by video conference. Sir, you are Ahmed Amir Mustafa?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Mustafa, you're here today on a complaint for violating a personal protection order.
Your Honor, whenever you're ready.
Mr. Mustafa, don't say anything right now. I've got to ask you some questions to make sure you understand what your rights are. If you want to say something after that, I'll give you the opportunity, but I need to do what I need to do first.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the complaint alleges that you had physical contact with Ms. Bishop in violation of the personal protection order on May 12th, 2024. Violation of personal protection order has a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing here today and at any other hearings that we might have on this matter. If you can't afford an attorney, you can tell me that now and I'll appoint one for you at public expense. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you want to be represented by an attorney today?
Sure.
Do you have the financial ability to hire your own attorney?
I don't, Your Honor. We just moved here. My wife.
Oh, okay. So I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you right now. And I'll put you in a breakout session with Ms. Underwood so that you can speak to her privately.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor. Oh.
Yeah, what is it, Ms. Underwood?
Hey, do I have the documentation?
I don't know, but we'll send it over right now.
Thank you.
Okay, we are on the record in file 01-23650-DP, Sabrina Beverly Sanderson versus Todd Michael Proc. We are here today for a hearing on an order to show cause. We are proceeding today by video conference. Courtroom is also open to public. Record should reflect that this matter was set for hearing this morning at 8 a.m. Mr. Proc was ordered to appear. It is now 8:40 a.m. Mr. Proc has not appeared either in person or by logging into the Zoom session today. I'm going to issue a bench warrant for the failure to appear and set bond on the bench warrant in the amount of $26,056.66. All right, we should have Mr. Mustafa back in just about 15 seconds here. I have closed the breakout session, but it gives him 60 seconds to return or be forced back over. So. All right, we have Ms. Underwood and Mr. Mustafa back from the breakout session. Ms. Underwood, where do we stand with Mr. Mustafa's case today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to review the documentation sent by court staff. Thank you. At this time, we would ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Mustafa's behalf and ask the court to consider releasing Mr. Mustafa pending hearing, Your Honor. I believe there was a request filed to dismiss this personal protection order. As I've explained to my client, that is no good until it is heard by the court and the court rules. Mr. Mustafa is fully aware of his requirements that he must stay away from the petition party, and he will do that, Your Honor. He has a separate address and he will do that. We would ask the court to consider PR bond with that condition, Your Honor.
I will enter a not guilty plea. I would note that there is a motion filed by the petitioner in this case to terminate the personal protection order, which indicates that Ms. Bishop and Mr. Mustafa are now married and living here in Lenawee County. That's set for hearing on May 20th, so 1 week from today. And so Mr. Mustafa, as your attorney said, the order is in place and remains in effect, and the police are going to operate accordingly until the court issues another order that terminates the personal protection order that's in place. So I will, based on the circumstances, issue a PR bond at this point, because it does appear that Ms. Bishop would like to have the PPO terminated. But Mr. Mustafa, you need to continue acting like that's an active order until the hearing next Monday, and until the court signs a document and actually turn. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, is there a bond or something?
What time is that next Monday, Your Honor?
That hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m.
So am I correct? We are scheduling this for that time as well, Your Honor?
Yeah, I'll schedule a hearing in this violation issue for the same time, May 20th at 10 a.m. Assuming that everything is as stated, I would be inclined at that point to just dismiss the violation.
Thank you.
So does that mean I get bonded out, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
But on my personal recognizance?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, you're all set for today, sir.
Thank you. So do you need me here or no?
No, you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Underwood, you need to speak to Ms. Singleton.
I'm sorry?
Do you need to speak to Ms. Singleton?
Yes, thank you.
Can I just throw these candles away?
No.
Sorry about that. We are on the record in file 11-37042-DS, Christen Margaret Singleton versus Scott Brian Kinsey. We're here today for a hearing on a order to show cause with respect to non-payment of child support. Ms. Underwood, do you want to place your appearance on the record?
Ron Underwood for Ms. Singleton this morning, Your Honor.
All right, where do we stand with Ms. Singleton's case
Ms.
today?
Singleton, Your Honor, continues to work at Frisch's in Maumee, Frisch's Big Boy. She knows her employer has the income withholding documents. We just aren't sure why nothing is coming out yet, but she is prepared to make a $50 payment today, just as soon as she drops the kids off at school.
On Wednesday, I'll do another one.
Ms. Singleton, can you not move, please?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to back away from the kids.
All right, so I don't know what's going on, but we're down to about our last adjournment unless payments of some kind start coming in. So Ms. Singleton, if Big Boy's not going to do it, you need to start making payments on your own. I will adjourn it to June 3rd at 8 a.m. And that at that time, I'm going to schedule it for a trial if we're in the same situation, because we've been sitting here accomplishing nothing for the last several adjournments.
We thank the
So-
court for its patience, Your Honor.
So
I
June
thank you very much.
3rd at 8 a.m. All right, you're all set then, Ms. Singleton. You can log out.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Those are all the ones that I have information on from the front of the court. Did I miss anything?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't believe so.
We're good.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day then.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.